Yeah, thank you. So thank you everyone for being here. So actually we started saying like, we will demonstrate only design to Liferay. But suddenly in the customer summits, we noticed that people like another topics, which is the web LLM. So in today, I will be showing design to Liferay. I will be showing you how Liferay give you freedom to choose like which LLM you want to use. There is no lockdown into like which AI model that you will be using in your projects. So the main idea here is like to understand what kind of, let's say, approaches that you will give to your customer, or if you are the customer themselves. So Liferay will allow you to use like AI, just like any other DXP, simple things that they are providing, which is like with SaaS AI APIs, that's available, connectors. The other approach, which is the AI Hub, which Marco today morning was talking about it. And the other one, which is the client extension. Now, why I'm saying client extension here? Because we want to give you the freedom. We want to give you everything, all the choices, and you choose the best approach that matches your requirements. Now, before we start talk about design to Liferay, I want to make sure that everyone is aware of something called web LLM, because we will move to that later. Are you aware with web LLMs? Yeah? Okay, good. So let's start with the first one, which is like, you will see in my slide that there is a tag at the top that this is part of the AI Hub, or this is a client extension. So the first one I want to talk about is just the design to Liferay. So the idea started by like, I want to have like a screenshot. That screenshot should move directly to Liferay. And while moving it to Liferay, it should not move as a one big HTML block. It should be like fragmented. It should migrate the content. It should allow you to edit the content while you are building the pages. So you will have a migration, creation of the components. At the same time, you have reusable component that you can reuse to build another pages. Now, how we build that? So the first, let's say the first bit of it is like we need to talk to the AI. We don't need to ask him to generate the content or the design. We need to ask him to give me a map. Because every time the AI will generate something, it will be different from the other, let's say, run or other, let's say, execution. So what we do, we send the design to the LLM, but we send like a skeleton. We send not all the HTML, we send the skeleton of that HTML, and it returns for us like an XPath map. Based on that, we run it through our functions, which parse the HTML and then generate the components. And that's how it does work. Now, the other part of the story, which is like, if I have a screenshot. So before that call, we are asking the agent or the AI to generate the HTML from the first step. And then we continue the same scenario. So let's just go for the first demo here, which is recording. I promise the only demos that you will see it as a recording is like the only one for design to Liferay. But then we can move to the LLM as a live demos. So in this demo, you will see like I'm creating a design directly from a screenshot. This will be a little bit long just to see it step by step. So here is a screenshot of a design. I'm taking that. So the first step, what is happening here right now, I'm sending this to the Gemini or to OpenAI. And then there, it generates the HTML. That's basic. Now the next step for us is like to take component by component, convert that into fragments. Why do I need the fragments? Because I need something reusable. I need to drag and drop those components as my design system. I need to reuse it in different places. And this is what's happening here. If you look at the screen, right now I generated the HTML. Next step is like to get the XPath components map, and then finally I generate the page. So as you can see now here, you can see every single component in the page. You can edit even the code. You can see it right away here. And next, I will ask the tool to generate the page. So let's see. So what's happening here? Now, once this tool runs, it will collect your styles. Your JavaScript creates a client extensions for that. Because I don't need to just to throw this JavaScript and CSS right away in the page. So I need to group it into client extensions and then deploy it, and that's it. The page is in Liferay. As you can see now, this is the whole page, but it's not an HTML big block. It's reusable fragments. I can reuse in different places. So if I edit the page, let me just move it a little bit faster. Yeah. So now if I edit the page, that's the banner. I can change the picture. I can change the text. So it's not only HTML. It's components that I can reuse in different places. So this is for the first demo. The second demo, since we reached this area, we said like, if I can analyze a page, an HTML page, can I analyze a website? Can I migrate that website into Liferay? That was the question. And this is what you will see here. So this is a website. Now I'm migrating. A random website, guys, a random website. So now we'll analyze the website. And actually, it's possible because everything in Liferay is headless. And now because we create the fragments using API, we create the documents using API, we create even the client extension soon with APIs. Oops, sorry, not me. Okay, so now it's analyzing everything in the page. And the thing is, we're not moving it, again, as an HTML1 block. We're moving as a reusable component that I can, once I migrate, I can reuse it in different places. So now I'm done with analyzing the page. I can understand that there is a couple of components there. Now I need to migrate to Liferay. So now it's migrating. Once it's done, it will show you the page. Now, the idea is, if I'm migrating everything to Liferay right now, do I need to have like a documents and media migrated? Yes, because what's happening here, we are collecting everything inside a fragment collection as a resources, and those are the default values. So you can override this kind of values. And as you can see now, I'm just adding through the content that has been migrated to me. Okay. Now the next part is like WebLLM, how we can use AI within Liferay. However, I need to be online. I just need to use it from the browser of let's say the customer or the end user. So for that, we're showing you here a client extension. So the power of client extension. So the nice thing about client extension puts you at zero limitation. Now, what I will show you here is two applications on client extension that brings AI to you with zero cost. Now, I'm not saying this is replacing AI Hub. This is for small tasks. This is not replacing let's say, the enterprise grade level AI services, but this is something that you can use alongside with the other AI services to minimize the effort on your side. So the first one is like Liferay Content Spark. The idea here is like to generate content directly from the browser offline. So what I will do right now, I will take my laptop offline, I will go to the demo, and I'll show you how we are generating content. So I prepared a couple of prompts here. So this is the one to start with. So I will go to Liferay. I will just sign in. Now, let me edit this page. Say that I need to generate a content in this area. So I'll edit the page. And now, as you can see here, this is what's happening. I have a client extension built using React. You will be shocked of the number of lines that I used to build this whole thing, and it's published in the marketplace. So now it's loaded in there. It means that it reads the LLM model from my browser cache. So I don't need to worry about that. And then I will say here, like I want to generate the content, and I will, oh, sorry, I forgot to turn this off. And now I'll generate. So as you can see, everything runs locally. I don't have backend services. I don't have anything. It just runs in my browser. And this is something that we can reuse in chatbots, small ones. We can reuse in creating content and components. So now I have the content created. I can easily just copy. I can come here, paste. So this is the first example of how we can use client extension for this. Would you like to see the code for this? Yes? Okay. So I prepared here the code to show you the first one. Now, there's a trick here. So if you notice, I see Marco is looking at this. So the button that is appearing in there, it's not an out-of-the-box. And yet, it appears only when I edit the page. So I have a nice client extension here called Global.js. Have you heard about that? So Global.js client extension, which will allow you to run JavaScript on the global level, on the global, let's say, on the site level. So what I'm doing here, I'm just inspecting the URL. I'm checking that I'm in an edit mode. I'm in areas that I need to inject my custom element, yes or no. Now the second part, how can I inject this custom element? I have another client extension, very nice one, which is JS import map. So my first client extension is the one that injects once I need it, which is in the edit mode. So if I go to my code here, that's the injector. If you see, it's very simple. It's a global JavaScript, very simple one. And this is my code. So what I'm saying, like, this is my patterns. Like, I need to inject this in the edit modes, in the object editor, in the content editor, and I can increase this list of many items. The second part, which is I need to inject the elements. So as you can see here, I'm injecting the elements, which is a standard web components. So once I inject that, it will appear in my page, and then I fire some events from Liferay to update that and to refresh that. Once I'm done, I'm calling the other client extension, which is this one. Now, this is my client extension. Now, if we calculate the number of lines, it's a very small client extension, does all that magic. So let me show you the source code of that one. So this is the whole code. Let's see how many lines. It's almost like 200 with the spaces, with code formatting, which does for me, let's say, in-browser AI code text generation. Now, what I use here, I use Gemma. Now, can I change that model? Is it like a small models? No, I have bigger models for that. So let me show you what kind of models we are talking about here and what kind of possibility that you can use in your projects. This is a list of models that you can use because of client extension exists. So as you can see, the number of companies here, let me show you. So I'm using right now this one, Google Gemma. So it's like we're talking about like, where is that? Yeah, here. We talk about like here from Google itself, 5 models. However, we have from Microsoft, we have from Meta. I will show you the second example right now, which generates components offline. I'm using Gemma, instruct model. Guys, I'm a sales engineer, so I will keep saying if you have any questions. So if you have any question, please just ask me. Okay, so this is for the content creation. Now, what about like I need to create components offline? I'm still offline. I want to create a component now. So I have another prompt here, which is create a heading for a title, et cetera, et cetera. I will copy that. But that's where I need to use the other components, which is Experience Park. Now, the first question, have you ever thought about that you can create your client extension that looks part of Liferay control panel? Have you seen that? Yes? Okay. Yes? Okay. So the idea here, it's very simple a trick. So this is, everything you see here is a React component. I wrote 0 Java code here. So what I'm doing exactly here, in my YAML file, let me show you the source code, and then we go back there. In my YAML file, if you see this one here, panel category key. This is a very nice trick, guys, if you want to use it. So you can add your, let's say, admin level components, this control panel of the site, or to the application menu. Easily as that. The trick is like to make this one false and then add the panel key. Now let's go back to that example. So now I'm running offline. I need to generate a component and I want to make it as a fragment. It's creating things now. Now once it's done, it will show you the components and then you can use it in Liferay. Now that's the component. Let's just save it. Oh, let me just name it. Now let me go to any page in Liferay. Sorry. Okay. And that's it. So now I created a component. Now just, this one is simple. Let's just try another one. Let's try something a little bit more complex. So the next one, what I have here is to create a card with padding, with image, with everything. So let's go there. Let's create the components. Now, if you notice something here, everything is being loaded in the browser, means like when I go to my customer, usually this is the question. Like if I have something going to the let's say the SaaS services AI, this is not secure. This is like having privacy issues. That's why we have like client extension to solve this issue, and we have the AI hub, which will allow you to connect to your own AI engine. So for my Middle East customers, they connect to Alam, which is a local AI engine available within the country. So you can offer the same for your customers. So let me just put that. And if you notice, it's not that slow, it's fast. It can generate anything for you.
Meanwhile, where is the option where you're selecting which model?
Now, for this one, I set the model in my code. I will show you the code, but you can just put your configuration for that. Just like the other one, I created a configuration screen for that. Yeah. So now, as you can see here, it generated a card. Now, let me save this card and let's try it. Let's go back there, edit the page. Let me just add a grid. Spark card. That's it. So we have a component created offline on my machine, zero cost. Any question?
Yeah.
Please go ahead.
So we are heavily using style books and other front-end components, right?
Yeah.
Whatever the content we are generating through it, is it possibility we can train the model so that it can adhere of those style books?
Okay. So style book is something that you can enhance, right? You can add tokens. You have a client extension called theme client extension. In the theme, you can add your own tokens, right? So if you write your own code, this is what I'm using here is RAG. I'm doing RAG to tell it use only clay. So you can use RAG to generate the, let's say, the colors matching, like, let's say, the basic one that comes with the style book, or you can add or inject your own tokens. Any other question? Yeah, please go ahead.
What's the link, the parameter link? It's based on the...
Yeah, so you talk about the token.
Yeah.
So it depends on the model that you will use. So right now I'm using Instruct. We can check it together. I have like the 70 billion, but I'm using, I think, the 8 billion. So you can use whatever one you want. And the nice thing here, it's loaded only once. Guys, I'm not selling you the idea of a web LLM here. I'm just trying to show you how easy you can integrate anything using client extension. That's the main idea. Now, right now, those two applications available for you in the marketplace for free. It's there, you can use it, you can build on top of that. If you want the source code to see it, we can share it with you. Any other question? Okay. Thank you, guys.